What's going on, guys? My name is Lost, and I have two awesome people right now that we're doing a podcast. I have my editor, Alex, and then I also have a good friend of mine who just got me into Dokkan Battle, ProperArtist. He was in the last podcast that we did, and now we have a brand new topic to talk about, and it's very interesting to see what your guys' thoughts is going to be. So, guys, introduce yourselves, and then we should start our lovely rant.
Hey, Alex Predictions here. I'm just kidding. Just Alex, the editor.
Hey, this is ProperArtist. I stream on Twitch. Check me out at Twitch / ProperArtist. I also play this game in Dokkan Battle as well, which I talk Lost into.
He's taking me into the dark side.
Yep.
Alright, so basically, guys, in the last podcast, we were talking about how people were complaining about the tiniest little things that Global was doing that it made them feel like that Global, Square Enix, was supposed to give so much stuff to Global players, and yet Global players don't want to give anything in return. In this podcast, we're going to be talking about how a little bit of a continuing of that last podcast, but we're now also going to be talking about the so-called pull rates that has to be shown in Global due to an update of some kind that Apple has released, saying that Global, or not Global, but just like games in general that are that have some type of gambling in them, has to show like the rates of getting this or that, etc., etc. So, Alex, I'm gonna let you start off, and I'm gonna let you get your thoughts on it. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about everybody, just still complaining about little stuff, when even if they show the rates on medals that are coming up or medals that are right now, it's not gonna change anything gameplay wise for anybody. It's still gonna be the same.
Honestly, good thing that you brought it up, the pull rates, because in my honest opinion, people don't go people don't pull because of the rates. They pull because of what use the metal is. Like the metal will give you. Like even if the metal had high rates, and it would be like I don't know, it would have like a 3x multiplier, like max. People wouldn't pull just because it has high pull rates. That's dumb. That's like, people will never pull because of the rates. They'll always pull if the previous HSC medal is part of a set of upcoming HSCs. Like for example, the King Trident that we had in JP.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty good medal. I, for example, pulled in every banner after that HSC because I wanted the next set, because it's such a good medal that I needed to pull the medals for a percentage. I didn't I didn't even check the pull rates, and some of those medals aren't even like that useful, like Axel EX and So Kyrie EX, because if you have like Carry X, you don't even need Sokai or what's it called, or Nominate, if you have like a really good copy medal already. So in that state of mind, I never checked the pulls. Like, I play JP for a long time now, and I literally never looked at the rates. I just pulled because of what the medal does. Yeah, that's and I see people going like, "Oh, this banner just came out. This is bait." I'm like, what do you mean bait? Like, I'm like, what do you mean, dude? I literally have the notices of the debut deal part 2, And I saw someone on Facebook going like, "Oh, the the star of this banner is Cage to Leon," and I immediately like thought, "What are you saying?"
It's like they're making up
Look,
stuff for nothing.
look, Cage to Leon is only good if you're an actual whale and you have the best level for the pet, because
Yeah.
the condition is inflicts more damage in slot 6, aka the pet slot. If you don't have a really good multiplier on that slot, your metal won't do damage. Like, it'll only be like a it'll be just a bad metal. And the what it does, it raises upright strength by 1 tier and lowers target's defense. Like, you have Final Form Sora and they use Riku for that. On Fairy Stars, you can do carry EX, and if you don't have her, you'll always have like 0.2 carry, Vanitas HD, um, what's it called, Days Riku, and you already have 2x upright strength there,
Hmm.
just just there. Like, so that those medals, those two medals compared to HD KH2 Leon, like those are immensely better medals already. And I'm seeing the pull, like the medal pull right there, and it has Hercules V, KH2 Leon, HD Pete, and the illustrated Atlantic Sora, and it also has Cloudy X, but no one cares about that medal anyway. And I literally saw on Facebook someone saying that Hercules V is probably the worst medal on that banner.
Oh my
And
god. Oh
and
my god.
I'm just like, do you not know how to read? Do you not know it? They're in their minds. They're like, it's a single target medal. It's not going to be useful. And in my mind, I'm like, dude, have you seen the multiplier? Like, it'll be a better medal for your setup than Cage to Leon, because even like it has a good multiplier. Okay, uh, let's put that aside and look at the other things. Restores 4 gauges. Okay, the gauge cost is 7, so it'll make like the metal cost like 3 at the end, and it raises power strength by 7 tiers. Even if you don't have a metal that'll boost your power strength in the early slots, just slap a Hercules B there, dude. Your power strength will be max on your Hercules B. What else do you want? That metal is a godsend, and having that metal being pullable on NA, it's immensely better than what we had on JP.
Yeah.
I didn't even get the metal in JP, and I'm quite upset about that. And seeing people like complain, they also complained about like being the banner having the tier 6 symbol and then having the cloud there, the cloudy X.
Oh
But
yeah, I
like
remember that.
but like you saw cloud there,
Uh huh.
so why are you guys still complaining? Why is it still a thing?
Yeah, it's like a lot of people tend to like analyze every single thing that whether it's a banner or an event or anything like that. People like read through everything. Like some people actually do reading. You know.
It's not necessarily that. I think it's gotten to the point where, and I've seen it happen in this community, like just reading it from the Twitter side, is they'll look for anything wrong in any way, shape, or
Mhm.
form that can be misconstrued as a misrepresentation, either on a banner, in a high score challenge, something, and they'll immediately shout, "Give me free jewels, or give me a refund for this or a refund for that." That's literally what it is.
It's true.
People look for reasons in order to shout, "Give me my jewels back" or "Give me free jewels."
It's true. It's actually very true.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, dude. People complain like this last banner. the one that 10A has now, the falling price deal,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that guarantees you 2 featured medals. Like, I seen people say the most atrocious things about this banner. Like, this is bait. People that pulled on the other banner don't need to pull on this one.
Hmm.
And I'm like, you guys, I'm gonna give you an English lesson. I'm Portuguese and I can read English better than you. Like, it's a falling price deal. The first round will cost you 3,000 jewels, but the fifth will cost you 1,900.
Exactly.
Yep.
And the medal pool, dude, tier 7, HD Vanitas, Final Form Sora, Days Riku,
Hmm.
Hercules B, those medals right there, they set you up for good. Like, you don't have carry X, dude, pull those medals. You'll be set. Like, I know that in my old account I didn't have carry X, and most people were saying, "Oh, you can't compete on these. Oh my God, HSC will be so hard. Kali will be hard." And I'm like, mm, but that's kind of the essence of the game. You have challenges. That's why it's called high score challenge. It's a challenge to go through the event and get a good score. And most of the time, carry X is not even a percentage.
Yeah.
Dude, why you guys still complaining? Like, I rated with key art 12. Dude,
Hmm.
I had no buffers. That was my only buffing medal.
Oh, I was like that for a little
And
bit too.
exactly. And people were complaining about having a zero point 0.2 Kyrie. Dude, give me that medal. I'll put it to use.
Well,
And going back to this falling price deal, I see the tier 6 as well. HD Antiform Sora. Dude, I would kill to have that banner deal in JP again. Or Illustrated Neku. Like, I don't get it. I
yeah.
don't
Some
get this.
some uh
Like,
some some people don't realize the how, like, especially in this banner, how good a lot of these medals are. Like some of these medals in JP, I still use them even up till now. And but we didn't have a falling price there like NA has right now. You know, we had every single one of those medals was in a separate banner. So the fact that people are still whining about, like, oh well, I'm gonna have to do this, I gotta pull for that, da 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 da, is ridiculous. Like I tell people all the time when they ask me, like, is this a good banner? Is it? And I'll be honest. At first, I thought this banner was bait. I was one of those people. But then I realized we have like 3 EX medals coming up after this. I'm not gonna waste money on those EX medals because I'm not even using them in JP. I'm using the medals that are in this banner right now. So I decided to pull because I know that these medals will, take me farther than the EX medals that will have no traits. The only thing that'll have is that it's gonna be gilded, and that's it. So people complaining about little stuff like that is dumb. And I can't imagine which prop, I'm gonna let you talk after this. I can't imagine when these EX medals come out, how people are gonna be spamming on like Twitter and Facebook talking about where's the pull rates. I want to see the pull rates, dude. It's not gonna make no difference, dude. It's your choice whether you want to pull on this medal or not. If you want to waste your jewels or not, and if you don't get it, hey, this is how this game works. It's a gotcha game. It's a gambling game. You get it or not. So, Proper, you said that you seen a couple of people on Twitter.
Right. All I see on Twitter, literally every single post that these people make, it don't even matter if it has anything to do with a game update. It could just be a how your day going. All I see is that copy reprint banner being spammed in the comments, the pull rates shit spammed in the comments,
Mm-hmm.
people asking about free jewels. I saw the cloud one on the banner and somebody wanting a refund for that in the comments too. Bruh, like, someone actually broke it down, like on the free jewels thing. Somebody actually broke this down, and it's like real close, like damn near close to 22,000 jewels you get a month not being a VIP player. but just free jewels we get a month. It's about 22 is what we end up with,
Mm-hmm.
and people still to this day do nothing but whine about wanting some free jewels nonstop about how we still don't have enough. And I knew it. Like I knew as soon as they started implementing that stuff, it was still gonna be some people on there that was just gonna cry and complain because it quote unquote wasn't enough for someone who doesn't put any money into the game to pull everything that they want. Like the whole pull rates thing, which like it really goes into a huge can of worms, but just to try to simplify it, it's like over in Dokkan Battle we have pull rates. Like in JP they have the pull rates obviously for what everything is on a particular banner, but in Dokkan they have something called LRs, which are the equivalent to an EX in KHUX. However, these LRs only show up in banners that are filled with a bunch of other um, really good medals, but they're not Dokkan Fest exclusive, so you can pull them on any banner.
Mm-hmm.
But the pull rate for these LRs is like 0.008 or some shit, like a really low pull rate. And people know this before they step into these banners. You know you're gonna pull SSRs left and right, but your chance of getting the LR card is really slim, and people don't care and they still pull. There are multiple videos online that are like really big in the Dokkan community of people pulling multiple LRs off the banners. Doesn't matter, like people still know how atrocious the chance of getting one is, but people still do it. So I don't understand why someone would be so adamant about pull rates being shown for an EX banner when the way they're going now, it seems like they're going to all be guaranteed within 15 pulls now, if that's the way it's going. As if I'm not mistaken, the last handful of EXs, even Xion EX was a mercy pull. Like, they've all been that. So if that's the way it goes, what does that really even matter? Because if you just save the amount for 15 pulls, or you get lucky, you can pull an EX every single banner if you're that lucky, or you have that, amount of money to spend. So that kind of rate shit goes out the window if that's the way they decide to roll in the future. And the whole aspect of people constantly complaining still about JP getting this and JP getting that and why haven't we gotten that and they get treated better. I don't think people really look at how things were in JP. Like, think about the Foretellers banner for JP. Y'all got Avo with Riku and Sora EX, right? Then like a week later y'all got Gula and Aced, and then a week later y'all got Era and Envy, and then a week after that you got the Vanitas and then the Kyrie, right? So it was like all split up
Mm-hmm.
in between with no chance of like really getting them all at once type of thing. Whereas they drop all at once in global, and they made it to where you could get them all in each banner. If your RNG was dope, you was getting them left and right, got them traded and everything within a limited amount of pulls. If you was unlucky, hey, at least you got 1 in 15 pulls in 20. At least it was guaranteed for you, even if it was a lot. So that in that aspect, it was done better for us because we could get them all in one go rather than having to decide which one you want to pick and which one you want to save. And then people that didn't have enough for one or wanted another or whatever, you could have a chance of just scooping everything you needed all in one go, or get as many of them as you could in one go. Xion EX was guaranteed in our game. She wasn't guaranteed in JP.
Because we had a Fallen Pie still, I believe.
I
think.
VW Roxas also wasn't guaranteed in JP. It was guaranteed for us, 15 pulls, but it was guaranteed. All of these medals that they're dropping right now, all at once, these banners, both debut banners were fire. Of course, knowing what we know now, a lot of people would have saved for this. But if you were really wanting those medals that came in the HSC, was it really a waste if you were able to get the score you wanted, or at least got a good trade on some of the stuff you got at that time, or you didn't have to MMB it now if you decide to pull on this banner and get that? Like, if you like, that's the shit I also don't understand. Like, how are you going to want to pull from this banner with as many people in the community that say, you know, if you're gonna pull for an HSC, you know, if you're gonna pull for that, if that is a thing that people hark on and people have said how good the Genie is, how good the Herc B is, have said how good these HSC medals that are coming are, and when they pop up, and the Donald as well, and I believe there's a Goofy down the line that people will go crazy for
Yeah.
too. When the community tells people how good these medals are, and the purpose of the banner is to get you, the purpose of the HSC is to get you to spend on the banner so you can get a good card while getting good cards out of the the pulls. You know, you get a really good HSC card, but you also get good pulls out of the you know, out of your pulls. Even if they're not that good, at least you're getting this medal, you know. So
Hmm.
that's what you do that for. So why would you now complain because you got top 1K or you got the 2 copies and you can at least get a trade or something on it? Why are you complaining that they brought it back when you still got that stuff you wanted, you know? Some people didn't even get to get any of that. It's
Yeah.
like you just want everything handed to you for free. And that ain't how that's not how gotcha games work.
And the thing is though, with global, global has one advantage that JP does not. And the biggest thing about it is that global knows ahead of time what medals specifically are going to be coming out in the future. That's the only big advantage that they have for now. Because as fast as global is trying to catch up to JP, which they are like what, maybe like 3 or 4 banners behind us.
Yeah.
Um, you know, that's like the only advantage, because by the time that they actually catch up to us, that's gonna be, I can promise you, that's gonna be the next thing that people are gonna be complaining about. It's like, well, I didn't know this banner was gonna come out. Well, I didn't know this metal did this. Dude, it's a game that that constantly, you know, changes to something even better. You know what I mean? In the future, whenever TAs comes out, I'm calling it now. There's gonna be a better version of Kyrie EX sometime coming up at the end of this year. I mean, that's the same thing that happened the previous year. We had zero point 0.2 Kyrie, and then at the end of the year, we got Kyrie EX. So, I mean, it's always going to change. But what I tell people all the time is you have to look at a banner and tell yourself, do I really need this medal or not? Is it really going to help me out in the long run? If it's an EX medal and you know it's going to be a pain in the ass to try to get it, and you say like you only have like 1500 joules, don't pull it, dude. Just save it, because there's gonna be medals in the future that are gonna do the same thing. They're not gonna do as much, you know, the crazy amount of damage that EX medals does, but you gotta understand that, you know, smaller versions of that medal are gonna come out later on. So it's all about patience and making the right decision. Just knowing that you know what pull rates are of this medal is not gonna change anything, because
Yep.
just like Alex said, he doesn't look at the pull rates. I don't look at them either. I look at what the metal does. That's it. I'm not worried about pull rates, dude. I'm worried about if I should get this metal or not. That's pretty much how it is. And I told a lot of my in a few couple streams ago that this year I don't plan on whaling as much as I did last year on Khux, because you know I want to put my money towards something better. So that means I'm making smarter decisions, not just with my money, but with my game. And people can, you know, come at me and say like, oh well, you know, why are you putting so much money in this and that? It's a waste of money, dude. It's my money. You don't have to worry about it. You know. So tiny little
Exactly.
changes will not, it's not, you know, why is it that people expect so much, like they expect the
Bro, but
company
that's what's
to
gonna end
give
up
them.
happening. Like they're calling this banner trash and bait and all this and that, and like I've said it on. I think I said it in Damos comments earlier, but it's like people are gonna call this banner trash and bait and this and that, and then watch a EX banner drop, and if it is guaranteed, watch them throw all their you know jewels at it and get it at the last, you know, have to get the 15 full mercy, but get trash medals that they don't need, or get trash traits and trash guilts on everything, you know, and then cry about it on Twitter about how, oh, I got this EX but I didn't get anything good. Well, you could have got a bunch of fire and a chance at some really good traits multiple times had you summon on the sure thing banner, because there's only like 2 trash medals in that entire pool, and one's technically debatable because orange good for proud mode and if you get double
Mhm.
cast on him, he's even better.
Mhm.
Um, but Sora kind of serves no purpose, the Atlantica one.
Yeah. No.
Um, but even the drive forms were like the key to people getting high scores
And I still use
in
them up till now.
Coliseum. Yeah, like I will still use my I will still use all of them because they get good trades on them.
Mhm.
You know, and they were really easy to get back then too. But like that's the thing. Spend your money on stuff that you can easily get a bunch of that are of a really decent enough damage multiplier. Because not everything that's going to come out like that is going to be dope. But pretty much all of the stuff in this banner, if you get Pete, if you get Vanitas, if you get Antiform Sora, if you get Herc, if you get Leon, Riku's in this too. The 358 over days.
Yeah.
When honestly, if you have Kyrie EX, even if you don't, like they just provided you a setup to wreck with Fairy Stars. Like the Fairy Star setup is like all in this banner for people that don't know. Because you can use Vanitas or what is his name? Either
Anyform.
Vanitas or Antiform
Yeah.
to copy and nominate, then Riku, then HG Shion, the final form Sora, and then Leon at the very end, and just wreck. And if they all have like ground, air, and double cast on them, you are literally destroying everything in Coliseum for the foreseeable future. Pretty much, that is an OP setup.
Yeah. So people just saying just tiny little things about just the most. I don't know. It's ridiculous, and honestly, I mean, these guys are here to make money. It's a business. I mean, they're gonna do little stuff like this to try to get more people to spend on their games. I mean, if you're complaining that much about it, why play the game?
Um,
That's what I'm
and
saying.
about the gamble thing, I have a small sentence that Counter Strike, global offensive professional player, used to say on his stream. It was a situation where his team lost by a very high amount of rounds,
Mhm.
and there's a website called CS:GO Lounge where um, you can bet on the matches, and
Mhm.
people were giving him shit because he wasn't performing well, right?
Uh-huh.
And what he said is very true, and it applies in every possible way, in every game that has a gamble um, system.
Yeah.
And that sentence is, if you're not ready to lose, don't gamble at all. Like, if only if you see that you have enough jewels to mercy that medal, don't be disappointed if you don't get the medal if you don't have enough jewels.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Like, sometimes it just doesn't make sense to me. People bitching about it, like, didn't get the medal. What the fuck?
It's like you weren't. It didn't say guaranteed in one pool.
Exactly.
It said guaranteed within this amount. At least it's guaranteed. In some games, you don't have a guarantee on some really good banners. And if you just happen to be in that trash momentum, you gonna pull trash, and it's gonna feel bad. Trust me. Pulling on Gogeta banners in Dokkan Battle, at least with my luck, it ain't like that for everybody. But in my case, was so many banners full of not what I wanted, if anything at all. Like so many, and that shit was disheartening. But luck eventually came back around, and I pulled them when I was least expecting it. Within a relatively quick amount of time. Like luck turns around and cashes out. That's just how it is. Sometimes you'll be in your hot streak. Like lost, I was seeing you pull like multiple EXs back to back there for a while in KH2X and JP.
Then it went all downhill.
Then you had that dry spell for a second.
Yeah.
And then Aqua started loving you nonstop. So it's like it happens. It happens like that. Like sometimes it be in moments where you be pulling fire every single batter. Like first pull, first multi, got it, got 3 of them. and they
Oh
boosted.
boy.
Just like, what is this? And then you'll have those moments where you do like got to go all the way to the Mercy and don't get nothing good. Like get a bunch of Boss Malushas and the ice cream Roxas and Shions just be sad about it and Clouds like I don't even need none of this, you know. But some that's just how it goes.
Oh yeah.
That's how it goes.
So so
One thing that I do when I'm about to pull, uh, many people will be like in the comments, "Oh, that's pretty cocky. What the fuck?" Is that whenever a banner comes, and I know that I have to pull for this banner, I always say to myself, "Holy shit! I'm gonna pull on this banner. I'm gonna get the medal on the first or second try." And I get really hyped. I get really confident. And these these last banners, I've been getting that amount of luck that on the third or second pull I'll get the medal,
mhm.
and I'm like, wait a minute, what changed? Because before that, my luck was insanely bad. Like I would have to mercy it every time. Every time I would have to mercy the medal. And what changed? I started being more confident. I know that for people, it's like it's useless. Oh, being confident. It's all about the rates. Okay, but what I also have is a neutral attitude. Like if I get the medal, I got the medal. If I didn't get the medal, oh,
Yeah.
what? It's whatever. It's the game.
Honestly, like my ritual is to hand my phone to my girlfriend because she's not invested. Like even when I play Dokkan Battle, like if it's this game or I play Dokkan, I gotta hand the phone over to her because she doesn't care what drops. She doesn't care what she gets. She's not hype like I am. Like if I pull fire, I'm gonna be hype, and because I hand it over to her, it's like the game realizes and understands that you know she doesn't care. So let's give her everything.
I should start doing that now.
Every time I
honestly.
hand her the phone, it happens.
I don't know, like, what's the deal, but my girlfriend traded my Trident, and she got rate damage and 1k strength, and I was like, holy shit, what the fuck?
Marry
It
me.
was me. It was me, dude. Like, shout out to my girlfriend, you're the best. Well, she knows she's the best.
It's like sometimes the tradition's real, bro. You just be like, okay, this worked. How many times in the past? And then you hand it over. You do what you got to do, and bam, bro. She pulled me like I had pulled 70 stones on a rose banner in Dokkan, and didn't pull nothing. And well, I pulled stuff, but not what I wanted. Handed the phone to her. She pulled me 2 roses and like three, 4 other SSRs. I'm like, what is this sorcery right?
Dude, my girlfriend, while I was in Chicago with her, she pulled me a Soren Mughal after I mercy my first. And I'm like, you're my lucky charm, dude. Jesus.
Bro, she pulled me Ultra Instinct Goku.
Dude. Like,
Guess I know what I'm doing later. So
Bro, you want to
Yeah.
pull fire? Hand it off to someone that ain't invested.
I think I'm gonna do that later.
Like, who the fuck needs pull rates when I got somebody that ain't invested to do my pulls for me?
So, I mean, that's basically our thoughts, guys. I mean, I want to hear, because we're all going to be watching the comment section on what your thoughts are on this, pool rates situation thing. Well, it's not even a situation. It's more like something stupid. Let's go with that. I wanna hear you guys' thoughts in the comment section below. What are your thoughts about all this like big old mess and people still complaining about the same thing after like months and months and months of it still happening? Any criticism, positive feedback, negative, I don't even care. I want to see it in the comment section below. I want to see your thoughts. Alex, Proper, thank you so much for doing this podcast with us, with me.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, have a good one, man. It was great.
All right, and we'll see you guys in the next podcast. Take care.